Today on Locked on Rockies, the home opener is here. One of the best baseball days of the year. What are our hopes for the Colorado Rockies as they head to the confines of Coors Field for the first time?
You are Locked on Rockies, your daily Colorado Rockies podcast. Part of the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day.
Rock on Rockies fans, welcome into the Locked on Rockies podcast for today, the 6th day of April in the year 2023. I am your host of the Locked on Rockies podcast, Paul Holden, bringing you your daily Colorado Rockies talk right here on the Locked on Podcast Network, where you can find your team each and every day. And if your team is the Colorado Rockies, well, guess what? You are in the right spot, because that's what we do around here, is talk about the Colorado Rockies each and every day. We are proud to be your first listen of the day. And hey, if you want to be part of the show, you can join us in the live chat, just like Joel DeGrace and Steven Cross are, here on the Locked on Rockies YouTube channel. So subscribe to Locked on Rockies. Know when we go live, pop into the live chat and be part of the show. The march to 500 subscribers is on, and I'm asking you, help out the show. Subscribe today. Get your Rockies fans checking out the show and come hang out with us because, hey, the show is better when you participate. Today on Locked on Rockies, what else are we talking about? It's for Rockies fans, arguably the best day of the year, right? Especially in years like this, when unsure about the competitive nature of the team, unsure about how things will shake out. This is peak optimism. And if I recall, as a someone that is not in the Denver area, unfortunately, this is originally was snow was worried, but I'm seeing pictures and it looks to be an absolutely stunning day in Denver. Maybe a little on the chilly side, but it looks like we got sunshine, we got clear skies, we got spring baseball in Colorado, and it's an absolute thing of beauty. There are teams with history, there are teams with tradition, and there are teams with long-standing baseball things. But I will argue here, and this is full homer, Coors Field is one of the best places to experience a opening day. I think if the weather is right, if everything goes well, the experience of an opening day game at Coors Field is one of the best. I mean, here's the deal. It's a meme, it's a joke, and it is something that is deserves criticism, but there is a benefit, and one nice thing, at least about with the Rockies, is the fact that the stadium experience is elite. Going to Coors Field rules. You can't. I mean, that's and it's just amplified by the fact of the excitement of a new baseball season. You're not worn down by the Rockies, and with this year, a brand new looking team with two of your young players of the future, and the guy that's supposed to be your superstar, led by the Colorado kid, Kyle Freeland. For Rockies fans, this is a perfect setup for opening day at Coors Field. I mean, this is something sets a little pageantry is all set up here. That's what makes games like today fun. That's what brings in energy. That's what makes days like today special. And you know, so many people are going to have a wonderful first baseball experience at the ballpark today. And like I said, I think the amenities, the setup, the weather, if it cooperates, I think everything about it. Coors Field sets the stage for one of the best opening days in baseball. So what do we want to see from the Rockies? And I'm seeing it in the live chat as well. And I think it starts here. I want to see Kyle Freeland shove. I want to see Kyle Freeland go out and give a solid start. I want to see him get out of jams. I want to maybe even limit the traffic. Kyle, maybe go a little bit maybe get a couple more strikeouts than you're used to. But first things first, I think Kyle Freeland setting the stage with a strong pitching performance coming out the gate, exactly what we want to see. And I think Kyle Freeland knows how big of a deal it is, to be able to open up in front of the fans. And I think someone like Kyle takes these opening day starts, especially at Coors Field, a little bit more serious and a little bit more with a little bit. I'm not saying that anybody doesn't take an opening day start of anything, because opening day, there's two of them. There really is. I know opening day, the first official one, that sets the rotation and things of that nature, but there is definitely still a huge amount of significance for opening up the season in front of your home crowd, being the pitcher that gets to open up the season in front of the home crowd. And I know that it means a lot for Kyle Freeland to be that one now, getting the opportunity here to do so. So that's the first thing. We want to see a great start from Kyle Freeland, and I think we're going to get one. This is a moment. Again, we talked about it yesterday, and I didn't want to go over too much, but it's the gotta be the theme of the weekend. Kyle Freeland has to dominate. I really do think the Rockies need to go in the mindset of, we need to dominate this Nationals team. We need to go after this team. We need to make sure that you're not letting these teams get back into ball games, and that's going to start with Kyle Freeland. It's going to start with a solid start. I want to see 7 innings. I want to see limited hits. I want to see weak contact, and I want to see a couple more strikeouts from him. What I especially want to see is no free bags. No free bags. I don't want to see a lot of walks. That would be a bummer. Nationals just finished playing one of the best teams in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays, there. And, they were able to have a game where they put together a couple of runs there in game number 2. They scored 6 against the Rays. But 2 out of 3 games, the Nationals only scoring 2 runs. But the Rays have a much better pitching staff. So Nationals record, they have just come from playing the Braves and the Rays. So, the Nationals are in a very similar spot to the Rockies here. They are coming out of after playing 2 playoff teams back-to-back to start the season. They are definitely going to be a team that wants to set the record straight and figure things out and straighten things out like they know they can. They came into Colorado last year and hit very, very well. Can they do that again? Let's hope not. And let's hope that if they do start hitting, that the offense can keep up with this team, with this Nationals team. And they really, and you hope they will. And that's going to be our thing to focus on here in segment number 2. But before we do that, we got to tell you about our friends at eBay Motors. eBay Motors is all about making sure that you are set up for everything you need with your vehicle. For a championship team, it's all about making sure every player is a perfect fit. It's the same when it comes to your vehicle. Every part needs to fit just right. So the next time you need parts and accessories, head to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure every part you need fits right the first time around. Just add your ride to My Garage and look for the green check to know the part will fit, or your money back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game when you shop on eBay Motors. And with over 122 million parts to choose from, you'll be back in the game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Locked On Rockies also brought to you by our friends at Built Bar. And hey, they got all the things that you need for your Built Bars at Built.com. They got all the great flavors. They got the great macros. And guess what? They are all covered in 100% real chocolate. Don't believe me that they can be good for you and good tasting? Well, go see all the flavors for yourself at Built.com. Or hey, you can even check them out at your Walmart or Sam's Club. There's so many great flavors, and you can see the macro charts for yourself. So at Built.com. You gotta try Built, the best tasting protein bar ever. They are so amazing. You won't think that they're good for you, and you can even get the box subscription service where you can get boxes delivered to your house directly. You don't even have to worry about going to the store or worry about running out of your favorite bar with the Built Bar subscription service. Check it all out at Built.com. This is the Locked On Rockies podcast. We are free and streaming on your favorite streaming service. Proud to be your first listen of the day and proud to be part of the Locked On Podcast Network. And we are your team every single day. We are your Colorado Rockies podcast right here, free and streaming on the interwebs for you to enjoy. Just one of many great Rockies media things you consume. I hope you go out and, especially today, enjoy all those people. If you're not able to be at opening day like myself, you can live vicariously through everyone else. And here in the chat, Lux Ace says, I want to see an opening day homer. We're going to get more into that because that's exactly what we want to see. I want to see opening day homers. And it's going to start with the one, the only, Kris Bryant. Dive into that here in a second, but I want to take some more comments here from the live chat, like FNL Aviator. What I'd like to see is a well-pitched game and an epic walk-off to change our record around. And Bryant or Blackmon would be home run hitters. He says, by the way, happy Rockies opening day. Happy Rockies opening day to you as well. Joel DeGray says, I want to see Kyle get 7 solid innings, Profar to get 2 or 3 hits, KB to look good in right field, and Crone to put a hole in the International Space Station. He was on his way. If he's going to get one that he can get a hold of, he's going to launch one to the moon, and I like that. The space station might need to, hopefully can withstand some of that damage, but not those moon shots that CJ Crone has been hitting lately. Lux Ace says, my teacher gave me a match test when the game starts. That's a bummer. And Joel DeGray says, speaking of pageantry, did y'all see what happened with the Brewers? They had a bomber fly over, but had the dang roof closed. I did not see that. I did not see that. That is a absolute big bummer. But let's dive back into what we want to see today. And yes, the offense. Let's see Coors Field Rockies offense. We need to see this team have a moment where they just click. And I think it's possible. When you look at the lineup that's coming, that is out today, this is a team that should score some runs today. This is a team that should go after a bad Nationals team. And this is a team that should know how to handle Coors Field, kind of. Especially when you consider 2 of the starting outfielders don't have a ton of time playing outfield. Profar's played outfield, at least, in San Diego and such as well. So it's not like Coors Field is completely something new to him. But Kris Bryant homer. Got to see it today. That's the top of the list. Of things we want to see today, Kris Bryant needs to hit his first Coors Field home run today. And it would be, it might not be, might be a fun little prop. I don't know. But Kris Bryant hitting a home run today, that can set the right stage because he's swinging the bat well. He's getting, we've seen him doing what he can do. But I want to see Kris Bryant hit a ball to the concourse. And I think he's definitely capable of doing so. We saw how hard he hit the ball in spring training. Another guy I want to see hit a home run. And these are home runs, folks. I will settle for good offense from these players as well, of course. Love to see a Ryan McMahon home run as well. Ryan McMahon just getting into the screws on one and just really roping on one. I think it would be a great sign. Anything that I want to see crooked number innings. I want to see 2, 3, 4 innings today where the Rockies put up 2 runs, 3 runs, or just score every inning or something like things of that nature. I want to see consistent offense, and I want to see a team that feels like they're in the driver's seat. Rarely do I feel like the Rockies feel like that they have had the momentum, that they might say it, and I know they have the confidence in everything and things of that nature, but this should be a series where if you win this series, you're flipping your record around and you're putting yourself in the right mentality to go a couple rounds with the Cardinals coming in here to 20th and Blake. This is a perfect opportunity for the Rockies to reset the standard that coming to Coors Field is not a benefit for you, it is a detriment. And that the Rockies are going to be the team that's going to make you pay, that they're going to be the team that's going to make you run all the way around in that big outfield. They're going to be the team that lays the thump. That's what we need to see today. And it's possible. I mean, we got Profar, we got Blackman, we got Crone, we got Bryant, we got Tovar, we got Montero, we got Ryan McMahon, we got Elias Diaz. Who am I missing? And Jonathan Daza in the lineup today. I think that was pretty close to actually going in order. I know it's not, but it's somewhat close. Prove it. I mean, again, like we were saying, flex. Show up in front of the home crowd, because you know what's one benefit too of a opening day for the Rockies, the home opener, especially against a team like the Nationals. Coors Field is actually going to be packed with Rockies fans. They aren't going to be outnumbered by Nationals fans. Oftentimes when the Rockies have opened up with divisional opponents, especially California teams, we know what happens. So this is a moment for these Rockies to introduce themselves, to say, hello, Colorado. Hello, Rockies. I mean, a couple of them, they don't need to, but there's a lot of them. That today should be the day that they make their grand announcement to the Rockies faithful, to Colorado. And it starts, and it's exactly like, I mean, and I'm talking players like, I'm talking Profar, I'm talking KB, I'm talking the bullpen, I'm talking the young guys. The young guys obviously been up and played for a bit, but this is an opening day. I mean, you guys are on the lineup here to start the season. It ain't a call-up in the middle of a lost season. It's not a post All-Star game, middle of July game that you're playing at 20th and Blake. This is the opening day. This is a big deal. It is a big, big deal. Are they going to rise to the occasion? Because the one thing the Rockies can't do is lay a stinker today. Tell you why in just a moment, coming up here in segment number 3. But our new sponsor, So Rare, is a revolutionary fantasy baseball game and marketplace transforming fans into owners with officially licensed digital cards featuring players from across all 30 MLB teams. Unlike other fantasy baseball platforms, So Rare managers truly own their fantasy experience, collecting, buying, selling, and competing with player cards against global opponents to win epic rewards. Win or lose, you still own your cards, and there's no cost to play. Plus, the more you win, the more you advance, collecting increasingly powerful cards and accessing next-level competitions and rewards. Not critical here for you to focus on, getting involved with, there's so many cards, there's so much. Just give it a try. I think people get a little too intimidated by the idea of some card games. And when it's free and when you can try something out, just like So Rare, why not? I think you'll learn it. You can pick it up. I think you can pick up more than you think. It's really, really fun. It's a really, really cool and interesting idea. At sorare.com/lockedon, that's spelled SORARE.com, to draft your team of free player cards. Set your lineup and start competing today to win epic rewards. Again, that's sorare.com/lockedon. sorare.com/lockedon to start playing today. This is the Locked On Rockies podcast. We're free and streaming on your favorite streaming service. I want to thank you for making us your first listen of the day. We are proud to be. If you are looking for another podcast, you're looking for more podcasts, well, Locked On Fantasy Baseball's got you covered. They are going to keep you informed, tuned up, and knowledgeable so you can make sure you win your league. If you need more Colorado sports coverage, you got the Locked On Broncos, Locked On Avalanche, Locked On Nuggets, and Locked On Buffs podcast available for you on the Streamerverse. Luxay says it's the Nats, so they better rise. We also played better teams than the Rays. Rays are good, man. Rays are good. Don't sleep on that Rays team. That's a Rays team that's going to compete with a good AL East. It's a Rays team that might come out on top of that AL East. Again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the Nationals played. It doesn't matter who the Nationals are. This is it's a time for the Rockies to show us who they are. It's been the theme of this. This month is so critical. And if the Rockies go out and lay a stinker today, it is going to be a complete deflation. If the Rockies go out and lose this series to the Nationals, you've really lost all of your early momentum. You have to dig yourself out of a pretty massive hole. Every game that the Rockies drop to the Nationals makes their journey back to 500 even more difficult, especially when you have to go and playing good teams, like we said, throughout the month, and a Pirates team that I know the Red Sox aren't good, but did just go into Boston and swept their way to an opening series win, and a Mariners team ready to bounce back and looking for a team like Colorado to come to Seattle and prey on. So this is a key moment for the Rockies to make sure that they are continuing to get better, continuing to adjust, and beating bad teams. Prove that you are not the bad team. I have put my face to saying that this is not one of the worst teams in baseball. How can you prove that you're not one of the worst teams in baseball? You have to beat the worst teams in baseball. And last year and in the past, the Rockies haven't always done that. The Rockies struggled at home mightily, especially when you think about the Rockies' success at home. So the Rockies need to immediately change the dynamic, immediately change the mindset, immediately change from last year. This is the opportunity to do so. You have a good chance to do so against a bad team, a 4-game stretch against a bad team. 3 wins should be the minimum. This should be a team eyeing to beat the Nationals in this series without a doubt. And I think they can. And if they do, it's exactly what the Rockies need. Team is 2-4 right now. 3 wins puts them at 5, gets them up to 5. They're at 5-5, taking on St. Louis, where, you know, maybe, I mean, again, if you're in the right, if you build the momentum, you feel better about the Rockies at home, especially coming off a win against the Nationals. You got to do it, because just think of the hole you put yourself in. You lose this series, you split this series, you are 4-6 at best, 3-7, 2-8. If you get swept, the reverse sweep. I don't know if it's necessarily a reverse sweep. I don't think that's the right terminology, but you get what I'm saying. That hole gets bigger, and the Rockies have spent plenty of time below 500. So if you want to keep that your head above water, going out and having a strong opening weekend has to happen. You cannot drop a stinker. It's going to put a big old damper on any type of expectations and excitement, at least in the beginning part of the season. But I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think this Rockies team, even though we have the 2 bad losses, have shown some strong fight on the road, have shown that they're just looking for someone to break through with the big hit. The possibilities of winning 2 of those games that they lost, it was very much there. So we can't abandon all hope. I do think the Rockies are going to win this series. I think the Rockies are going to get three wins here, and I think they're going to score runs. Now, I think the pitching might still be a little suspect, and I think the pitching might be some Coors Field stuff, and we're going to see some Coors Field ball, but that's okay, because if the Rockies hang with it, then that shows that they can hang with the crazy Coors Field games this year, and that's what they need to do. FNL Aviator says, I'd say opening day priority in order. 1, Rockies win. 2, Kyle Freeland dominates. 3, Bryant homers. First for Brian, and then Blackman and Rymack as well. Bullpen shuts down the offense. Walk-off win. Grand slam home run. That's his ranking. I like that ranking. Folks, go try some of the new food. Go enjoy Rockies baseball. However, I'm treating myself to my own little taste of the ballpark here myself. Enjoy Rockies opening day, and let's hope for a big-time win for the team. because this has been the Locked On Rockies podcast. Thank you for making us your first listen of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great live chat today. Lux Ace, Brandon Kramer, Joel DeGrace, FNL Aviator, Stephen Cross. So many great people. Who else do I miss? I'm sure I missed some more folks. Nicholas Delvo was in there as well. Lots of folks here in the live chat today. Be part of the show. Come hang out with us. Join the Locked On Rockies YouTube channel. Go to Locked On Rockies. Hit that subscribe button. Then you're going to know when we go live. You can be part of the live show here on the Locked On Rockies podcast. We are bringing you your Rockies talk 5 days a week here, free and streaming on the Locked On Podcast Network and on your favorite streaming service. Folks, until next time, this is Paul Holden saying so long from the Locked On Rockies podcast.